What's up, YouTube? Hey, guys, I just want to come tell you all real quick. Not good news, man. Hey, if you guys are hyper intellectuals, or if you guys are people that are searching for the hardest and deepest parts of history to find archaeologically, and if you're seeking deep truth biblically and historically, and you're into history and truth, I would suggest right now getting your external hard drives ready. I would say get some Faraday cages going. If you don't know what a Faraday cage is, I would suggest learning what one is. A Faraday cage, so you can wrap your externals in there. Download all the information you can right now. Okay, what I'm saying is use Google to the best of its ability right now. Right now, it's not censored. Right now, okay? If you're smart people and you're using the internet such as I am for knowledge and wisdom, and if you're going into college databases, Vatican databases, or any kind of databases out there to get more wisdom or knowledge, because you can go on to college universities worldwide and extract information from their online libraries. I mean, I learned a plethora, a myriad, and a voluminous amount of information from college websites and their databases that they have online, their libraries that they have online, their e-libraries, I guess they call them, okay? So go get your information that you want to study, download it to your externals right now, because I want to tell you, we are sold out to China, all right? The yuan is coming into effect. It's the yuan, it's their kind of currency. And if they don't want to do that, they're probably going to go digital. And so that means the whole market's going to shift to digital. That's why they're throwing in this Bitcoin. And the Satoshi Nakamoto character who created Bitcoin, guess what? They don't even know who that guy is. So what I think is just another Rothschild agent burning down the paper fiat corrupt currency system, and just like order out of chaos, like the rising of the Phoenix, instituting this Bitcoin through this fraudulent Satoshi Nakamoto character who already has court cases pending for fraud and embezzlement and hasn't showed up because they don't know who he is. They say he's a 49-year-old Japanese man. Yeah, okay. They don't even know this guy. Therefore, I think, hint, hint, crypto Judaism has taken place, the insertion of an agent to burn down the fiat money paperback system and to implement the digital currency. And China is going to be the world leader, guys. They're going to be the new superpower. They are already light years ahead. They own us pretty much bank-wise. And so here we are. Here, I want to read an article from Google, and it's by Kate Gonger. She's from Wisconsin. Okay, hundreds of Google employees. This is a real New York Times.com article. There, gosh, I'm having brain farts right now. I'm listening to my dogs talking to me. That's why. Hold on one sec. Okay, I'm sorry. I see you. Let me do this. So let me read this article. Hundreds of Google employees upset at the company's decision to secretly build a censored version of its search engine. Did you hear that? To secretly build a censored version of its search engine. This is Big Gov telling you what to hear, what you can see, what you can taste, what you can smell, what you can think. It'll come to what you can think too. Trust me. DeepMind is another product of Google. And so if we're going to be so I love you. Let me put you down for a minute. Oh, just sit in my lap, okay? If we're going to be trusting Google so much, guys, then we're in trouble, because they sold out to China, to the commies, and basically that's where we're headed. And I just want everybody to be real. I mean, realize that, so that they can get online, get the information that you so crave and desire to have and cherish. I mean, if you got to go download tons and tons of data, go do it. Buy a couple externals. You'll need them. And then you can re-upload the stuff later, and then you can have wisdom. We need to preserve our wisdom. See, when the enemy destroys cultures and civilization, and he rises out of the ashes, order de seclorum, order out of chaos. The elite's favorite way to reestablish civilization is to burn it down through the enemy, or actually the enemy burns it down through greedy minds and pride-set men and sin-filled men and women who have fallen short of the fruits of the Spirit, which are love, joy, compassion, meekness, gentleness, kindness, mercy, grace, benevolence, empathy, long-suffering. And they have pushed all those fruits to the side that Christ has taught us in a Christian walk, and they decided to embrace selfishness, greed, perversion, gall, bitterness, hatred, lust, and all those perverse natures and pride-filled natures and egocentric natures that they can invest themselves in. These elites, these billionaire technocrats such as Mark Zuckerberg, these people such as Ted Turner, these people such as Janet Yellen. And I gave you an aristocrat, I gave you a technocrat, and I gave you a media propagandized butt licker right there. that are all billionaires, and those are just different arms of different elites, okay? Some of them are part of the Bohemian Grove and they attend those meetings. Some of them go to the Council on Foreign Relations. Some go to both. Some of them, these are the pushers and pullers of our society, okay? I'm not lying, okay, guys? These are the people that bankroll the politicians like Rothschild and the IMF and the Bank of International Settlements and all the central banks worldwide, and the people that exist underneath those, and the bank managers and entities and corporations and all those things that are the image-driven, nefarious ass hikes of our civilization. Those greed-filled, perverse-natured, disrespectful, uncultural, unnational, no home having, no loyalty giving, I don't know, sodomites. There you go. And they want to turn our place into the modern day Sodom and Gomorrah. Believe that. And they want chaos, and they want you to die, and they want to control our population. They hate you. They don't want you around. Trust me, when they can live forever, do they think they want an alcoholic around to live forever with them, or a drug addict? And what are we going to do then when we can't give those people hope? And extermination is the way to go. That's just not right. And that's what eugenics teaches. And that's what Bill Gates believes in. And that's what Ted Turner believes in. And that's what Margaret Sanger believes in. And these are our educational leaders in our modern day mindset that want these things to be implemented. Population control. So does Prince, whatever his Prince William and all those other jerks that exist in the royal blue bloodlines, from the BP, Shell, Royal Dutch butt lickers, all the way to the greedy mindset British royal aristocracy through the Windsor bloodline and all those jerks that molest kids and steal babies. Thank you, Queen Elizabeth, for getting caught with those 10 Aboriginals at the Canadian Kamloops camp way back when, and you've been convicted and you have warrants out for your arrest. You can look that up for yourself, guys. She's just in a sovereign part of her life, and she lives behind the crown. And so there you go. She has warrants out for her arrest from the International Tribunal Council for Church and State. And so I want you to Google that too. These are criminals. These are pedophiles. These are child traffickers. These are the people that are trapping our children underneath crevices in their little basements and putting our children in cages. Okay, guys? So I wanted you to know this, that hundreds of Google employees upset at the company's decision to secretly build a censored version of its search engine for China have signed a letter demanding more transparency to understand the ethical consequences of their work. In the letter, which was obtained by the New York Times, employees wrote that the project and Google's apparent willingness to abide by China's censorship requirements, quote unquote, raise urgent moral and ethical issues, quote closed. They added, quote unquote, currently we do not have the information required to make ethically informed decisions about our work, our projects, and our employment. What? What? You don't have morality? You don't have ethicality, if that's a word? You're not an ethical person? I mean, come on. You can't make a self-driven situation from the Holy Spirit? Oh, that's right. You don't serve the God of the same God that I serve. You serve the God of this world, the prince of the air. The God of greed, and I'm not that. That's not the God I serve. Amen. All right, guys. So let me finish reading this article. The letter is circulating on Google's internal communication systems and is signed by 1,400 employees, according to 3 people familiar with the document who are not authorized to speak publicly. The internal activism presents another obstacle for Google's potential return to China 8 years after the company publicly withdrew from the country in protest of censorship and government hacking. Isn't that paradoxical? China has the world's largest internet audience, but has frustrated American tech giants with content restrictions or outright blockages of services, including Facebook and Instagram. Guys, it is also the latest example of how Google's outspoken workforce has agitated for changes to strategy. In April, the internet company's employees spoke out against its involvement in the Pentagon program that uses artificial intelligence to improve weaponry. By June, Google had said it would not renew a contract with the Pentagon for artificial intelligence work. Google's interests in bringing search back to China came to the forefront earlier this month when reports surfaced that the company was working on a search app that restricts content banned by Beijing governments. The project, known internally as Dragonfly, was developed largely in secret, prompting outrage among employees who worried they had been unwittingly working on technology that would help China keep information from its citizens. And now we're going to go give China all our Apple iCloud data. We're just going to give China our Google network, which is our whole brain, our whole OS, basically everybody uses that for a search engine. And then we're going to compile it into a oh my, this is crazy. I mean, we're going to be mentally imprisoned eventually, to where, and there's a video of a lady talking about this, guys. She says, oh, but don't worry, whenever we employ the deep mind algorithm and you have this technology at home, it will only read the thoughts that are on the front of your mind. Now, what does that mean? That come to the front of your mind. That's just, you know what? I don't want to read any of my thoughts. I want my thoughts to be my thoughts, because sometimes I'm not going to lie. Even though I'm a Christian man, I have some things that I would be highly embarrassed of if the person or anybody else knew that I was thinking them. And that's just not right. I have a right to my privacy, because I have to work my salvation out with my Creator with fear and trembling. He has to mold me and break me and bend me and create and help me strive to be that beautiful image of Christ, that same Christ that walked this earth, the same whole Father and divine being that walked this earth, fully God and fully man, the one that taught us these fruits, the way, the truth, and the real life. And look at it. Look at how the enemy subverts and pushes aside and takes and messes and just destroys the Christ-centered walk, the Christ-centered faith. That's all he wants, is to destroy us. That's it. He wants love no more. He wants mercy no more. He wants joy no more. He wants compassion no more. He wants grace no more. He wants empathy no more. He wants love no more. He wants peace no more. He wants long-suffering no more. He wants kindness no more. He doesn't want meekness. He doesn't want gentleness. He doesn't crave any of those things. He craves warfare, famine, pestilence, greed, and money-making. And everybody else that's not doing the money-making and who isn't given under his authority is pushed down, stepped upon, broken, and harmed by these oppressive, dictatorial leaderships who are tyrannical, and they care nothing about us. And they're coming up by the thousands, okay? These people hate us. What I mean is they just don't have a regard for us. They really don't. And they're not like us. So stop trying to figure out why they're the way they are. When you say, oh, Bobby, there's no pedophiles out there that are doing these satanic rituals like this. I heard that from my ex-wife. And I know that she's wrong. But it's hard for me to keep cool when this stuff is really going on. And it's not a lie. And I don't have to prove it to anybody. I've already done the research. I know. All you have to do is discipline yourself, open up your spiritual mind enough, and ask God to reveal these things to you. And you'll see all the corruption. You'll see through the biblical times from the past all the way until now why mankind has utterly failed. It's due to a greedy mindset stemmed with perversion and all the other anti-fruits that we just listed. When those things build upon and culminate in society, they finally start spewing over. And now all that's left is just that nasty, perverse spirit of the enemy, lingering in the mindsets of the leaders, mind you. Therefore, everybody else beneath them gets oppressed. And those leaders are nothing like us. They are the children of Cain. Just trust me on that, guys. Trying to understand them would be like trying to understand the Addams family. Okay? I love each and every one of you. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. I hope you're more aware of what's going on now. Why this big data transfers are happening. Why these banks are getting ready for these things. Why war is on the brink. Why famine's running rampant. Why there's so many disasters. It's all laid out for you if you would just not harden your heart anymore. Don't try all the other religions that the enemy has littered in obfuscation, because I've tried them all in one way or another. You say, how did you do that? How did you try them all? Well, I tried necromancy, which is a type of theosophy-driven Crowleyism, by when I was using methamphetamines intravenously, staying up for weeks and doing perverse acts with myself and with whatever, just trust me. And I saw demons and I talked to them and communicated with them. However, I did not realize that that is sorcery as well. And I was doing that for years. And so that's just not right there, okay? And so if you go into Crowley's magic and some of his stuff, it's basically the same thing. It's just degrading your mindset with chemicals and basically allowing evil satanic spirits to indwell you, the unclean spirits that were left behind from the giants. Amen? All right, guys, because the giants, when they died, since they were half angel, they were called the Nephilim in Genesis 6:4. Since they were half angel, half human, they couldn't ascend to heaven. We read this in Enoch. This is pre-diluvian. They couldn't ascend to heaven because God didn't create them. The DNA hybridism happened down here, and the angels created them through their perverse nature. And so they couldn't go to heaven because God wasn't a creator of their souls. And then they tried to come down, but they can't go down. So they're stuck here on earth. They can't be judged by God because they're not gods. They're stuck here until the time comes when they'll be cast into the lake of fire and 1,000 years and all this other stuff where Lucifer is bound. And then that happens, okay? All right, guys? But right now we're dealing with fallen entities, okay? All right? I love each and every one of you. Stay okay. Watch out for this censorship, guys. Get your information you need now. Get it on some hard drives. Start searching the stuff that matters to you so that you can reinstitute that back into our society if they try to take our wisdom from us and leave us naked with our intellect and with our wisdom. You know how they do. You know how they do it. Don't act like I'm crazy. You know how the Vatican's got stockpiles of wisdom that we wish we could go down there and look at, but you can't. Trust me, no normal man can walk down there and just look at their archives. It takes a lot of clearances to get down there. All right. I love each and every one of you. Good night.